welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about Trials of Osiris Revamp, my opinions, my thoughts, and pretty much how amazing it is right now. However, before we get into it, there's a couple of things that you need to do. If you hit that like button right now, you will have good luck for the next 7 days. If you don't hit the like button or you unsubscribe, then you're going to have bad luck for 4 months. Also, follow me on Twitter, because if you follow me on Twitter, there'll be good luck for 7 days. And if you don't follow me on Twitter, there'll be bad luck for the rest of your life. I'm just kidding. Just do those things, please, if you wish to. Right, before we get in talking about how incredible Trials of Osiris is right now and why, I want to say I have a video later of some highlights of my stream the other day. 3 separate games where I really had a lot of fun and really felt the love for Trials. So check that video out later. It'll be out in a few hours from now. Hit the little notification bell and it will tell you when that video is up. Okay, so first and foremost, I just want to say I feel like there needs to be some nerfs to certain things or some changes to Trials of Osiris. I want to get these out of the way really quickly. Vex Mythoclast, I think it's too overpowered, especially if you have more than one person using it on the other team. It becomes just quite a moment of, ugh, Vex Mythoclast, now I have to fight this, and it really takes away from the experience that I've been having in Trials of Osiris. Now I know there's going to be a lot of people out there saying Vex is easy to counter, you know, this, that or the other. I'm fine against it. Fine, that's you. The whole point of this new solo playlist is to introduce casual players to the game mode. Now, if casual players are coming in and they're not these top skilled people like yourselves who know how to counter and play against something like Vex, then they're going to be quite frustrated and probably leave the playlist because Vex Mythoclast to them is too powerful. I consider myself to be an okay kind of Crucible player, and you know, Trials was fun for me and I did counter some Vexes here and there, but for the most part Vex just felt too good too often. Now luckily, because there are so many people playing in the playlist, I didn't run into Vex as much as I thought I would. However, when I did run into it, it was very much just like oh, this game's washed, let's just lose and move on to the next game. That's how it felt to me. Now for me, one thing that needs to change is the Hunter Stasis class. Silence and Squall Super and Shatter Dive are too good. Now I doubt they are ever going to nerf both of these things, so if I had to take one, it would 100% be the Shatter Dive. The Super Silence and Squall is very frustrating to play against. However, it doesn't happen often throughout the game, maybe once throughout a Trials game, and I can deal with it. It's just annoying how it can freeze you from around corners and stuff, and then you can't escape the hurricane. But Shatter Dive is too good. It's just way too good. It kills people out there. Supers, it's easy, it's quick, it's fast. You know, you don't even have to be skilled to even really use it. So I think Shatter Dive needs a nerf of some kind. And I think the only other thing I would change is if you are in a fire team and one of you leave the game, all of your team will lose their flawless if they lose the game, the remaining 2. However, if you are playing as a solo player and you're not in a fire team with anyone, if anyone on your team loses, then when you lose that game, you yourself do not lose your flawless, because it's very easy to troll people. It's very, very easy, you know, to just make someone lose their flawless just by leaving a game, and it's not really the solo person's fault. So I think that needs to change. And queue sniping is a thing. If you're in a team of 3 and you instantly join a game and it's a 6 out of 6, you can back out and go back in until you find solo players, and then you can just hunt them and kill them and win and go to the lighthouse. I think that is a little thing that needs to be changed also. So with all those things out of the way, I do want to say it's not really that big of a deal in comparison to what we see Trials to be now. My experience with Trials of Osiris has been, I think, on 3 separate weekends since Destiny 2 came out. I jumped on just to cheese my way to a weapon. Didn't play Trials, didn't even attempt to even win games or go flawless. It was just get the gun, get out the playlist, gone, done. And I think everyone who wasn't a skilled player who wanted the competitive edge, that's all they did with Trials. It was a useless, pointless game mode that just wasn't working. Now, however, in my experience yesterday on stream, it probably won't be yesterday when you see this video, but when I was on stream, the 4 hours that I played Trials for straight is the most fun I have had on Destiny 2 since Destiny 2 released. Now that should tell you a lot if you've been on my channel for a long time, because I hate PvP. I'm not great at it. It's frustrating. It's irritating. I moan about it. I complain about it. Now I'm telling you that Trials of Osiris is absolutely unbelievably fun, and everyone should try it out at least once, because it is truly an incredible change and revamp that they have made to the game mode and playlist. First and foremost, reducing the time of the rounds just makes it feel more intense. It makes you want to just get in quicker, get some kills, etc, etc. It just feels like it flows a lot better. People can't sit back and wait for their supers and abuse their supers to win rounds, because that's what was happening before. You know, everything seems balanced in terms of how the game flows. Next up, there is quite a bit of weapon variety. You know, I didn't run into very many Vexes, like I said. However, when I did, it was frustrating. But every game I went into, there was different weapons. And yes, mostly it was hand cannon, shotgun. However, each and every weapon within those metas that I saw were different, which, you know, it played different. For the most part, it just felt good to play against. I could counter some people, I couldn't counter other people. It was just a fun experience because it wasn't too easy and it wasn't too hard. It was somewhere in the middle, and I felt like I was actually earning the loot that I was getting, and actually felt like I wanted to try and play better, because these people I were playing against were skilled, much skilled, more skilled than I am, but they weren't gods, which all you ran into before in Trials is teams of 3 that were gods. That happens on a Monday still with this playlist, which I'll talk a little bit about later. However, the actual fun, intensity, competitiveness is in such a well-balanced place, and I genuinely believe that's because they've implemented crossplay perfectly. Now, I'm not going to try and dunk on people because there's good people on each console. However, when I was playing on Xbox and only playing against Xbox people, I feel like there's a natural kind of growth from the Halo days. So people who were really good at Halo were really good at Destiny. Now, people who grew up playing PlayStation didn't have access to Halo, so they played other games. So I feel like with Destiny, the majority, well, not the majority, but you're more likely to run into casual PvP players against PlayStation than you would against Xbox. That's my opinion. Not trying to talk anyone else down and say that people are shit or a console is shit. However, I feel like that's a very logical stance to take, and I was running into more PlayStation people. I was losing to some of them, but for the most part, it just felt like a much more balanced on my skill level or below type of game mode. It was unbelievable. I just felt like I could crush people and also be crushed, but win games and win rounds and win gunfights. It just felt incredible. So the reward system is just infinitely better. Like, unbelievable what they did. Like, it was such a simple, easy change. It really begs the question as to how did it take them so long to get to this point to make Trials as good as it is right now. They have failed and flopped so many times with Trials of the Nine, Trials of Osiris. It just didn't work. However, now it's unbelievable. You can still go flawless, you can still go get your adept weapons. You know, people who are stompers or carriers to the lighthouse are still going to have options and access to better weapons, and probably it will be a little bit easier for them now. In fact, I've seen a lot of people complaining about how it's too easy, and that's fine. I mean, get some perspective though, because it's not too easy for everyone. It's just easy for you because you are incredibly skilled. So for me and the rewards, like I said, in the past, all I would do is go in and get the cheesy weapon strat and get a weapon. Now I can actually play and get legitimate rewards because it's a reputation-based system, which I can work towards across a whole weekend. I don't have to sit and play Trials of Osiris for 8 hours a day trying to go anywhere close to 3 wins. I can now just play for the entire weekend at my own pace and get Trials engrams just through leveling up, playing, winning rounds, getting kills, getting wins. You know, it's just a perfect way to introduce casual players into the game mode. For instance, I got a couple of armor pieces. Some of them were good, some of them were bad. I got an igneous hammer with a decent roll, and I got an Eye of Soul with a semi-decent roll as well. Now, I'm not the person to min-max stats. I'm not the person to get the absolute perfect god rolls. I just like to collect things. I like to see new weapons, try new weapons, and all throughout Crucible and my recent time in the game, I see these weapons being used against me and I think, oh man, I wish I could get an igneous hammer, but I can't play Trials because 1, I didn't have a fire team, and 2, even if I match made, looking for group, whatever, I would struggle and it wouldn't be fun, so I would just bail out and not play it. Now I can just queue solo, queue into some people, some may be good, some may be bad, some people on my team may be good, maybe bad, but it just feels like I have a chance at getting all this stuff that I've wanted for a long time, just by playing the game and just being myself and having fun. The experience of Trials is unbelievable. So let's talk about being stomped and meeting stacks of free teams. So I still hit the trial god games, you know what I mean? So, you know, there'll be a duo carrying a third person or a team of three who are just absolute gods at Trials. You know, I see them all the time, all throughout the game when I'm playing Crucible. For many years, I have seen these people and they're unbelievable. When I used to get beat by them, even in just normal Crucible, it would be frustrating because there'd be nothing for me to gain. Now though, when I die and lose over and over again against stacks, I know that I don't have to reset my card to be able to get rewards. So I can take that stomping, I can have a bit of fun, I can just see if I can take a round off these people. I could see if I could get a few kills on them and feel like I've achieved something, as well as also still be progressing towards my rewards. And that is awesome. Meeting stacks of free is still annoying, don't get me wrong, especially when they're really good. However, it's not the end of the world anymore. I can be like, yep, let's get this game done. Let's just try and get a few kills. Let's move on to the next game, try and get a win, get some more loot. And it's unbelievable that it hasn't been like this up till now. Why is it taking this long to get to this point? I will say though, the normal Trials kind of experience is there for the most part. So, you know, early weekend is usually everyone's trying to play, everyone just wants to have fun, check out the new map, try and get some rewards. So you run into more casual players, you run into more solo players, you run into easier games more often. However, when I played Monday evening, oh my god, it was horrible. Absolutely disgustingly hard. Every single game was a stack of free Trials gods. I played 7 games in total. 4 of those games, I mean, we lost all of them, but 4 of those games, we didn't take a single round off the enemy team. 1 of those games, our team didn't even kill an enemy once throughout the entire game. And that, to me, is the normal Trials experience. But I'm excited because I don't have to play on Monday evening. I just chose to the other night. I can just play the early kind of couple of days of the Trials experience and then just leave it for the rest of the weekend. And that is exciting, that is fun, that is inclusive, and that just makes the game mode ridiculously good. And I'm so excited to be able to play this every weekend now. I do want to see freelance come soon because I want to see what it's like just to play against solo people. However, I really hope introducing a freelance playlist doesn't reduce the numbers across both playlists, because, you know, people are going to leave the Trials playlist to play freelance, and then Bungie might look at it and be like, oh, this is a problem, we're losing players, when really and truly that isn't the case. So I just hope if they introduce freelance, when they introduce it, they just don't touch anything and leave it as it is. And people who are saying that Trials is too easy now, they'll meet up against more people and more teams. And yeah, so that's it. That's Trials of Osiris in a nutshell for myself. I'm having so much fun with it. I cannot wait to play next weekend, which is something I never thought I would ever say about Destiny in general, but specifically Trials. And I'm excited to see what's to come. Let me know what you think down below with Trials of Osiris Revamp. Are you enjoying it? Are you excited? Did you have fun? What kind of rewards did you get? Let me know down below. Like button, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, all that good stuff. Thank you for watching. I have been easynow. You guys have been awesome.